Okay, so can you see this slide?
Yep, I can see it. I'm guessing everyone else can see it. If not, speak up.
Okay. Okay, so good morning here at Newfoundland time. All grad students, I'm sure there will be a time zone difference. This is the one picture I purposely actually chose. That was, you can see in the white coat of a new president, Dr. Timmons, and few grad students. You can see really socially distancing, but again at the same time you can see in the background of our field. I like that picture. So I thought just to share our new grad students. Okay. Okay, this is our crop actually corn, and on the left side actually maybe it's not full picture you can see, but it is actually faba bean. But this is the corn silage. Okay, so for all those grad students who has enrolled or registered in the grad students, usually the procedure is we to complete MSc in Beas. All grad students have to complete four courses. Three courses are mandatory courses, and one is the elective courses. So mandatory courses are Beas 6000, that is issues in boreal ecosystems and agricultural sciences. This is 3 credit hour course. The second is Beas 6002. This is, you will see in that course, Dr. Adrian actually teach this course. Sometime we again have some team taught course in 6000. That is a team taught, and four core faculty members, they teach actually for a couple of weeks. Talk about mostly, usually I talk about, for example, what are the restrictions and the and some issues and the challenges for crop production in boreal climate, because we are in the boreal region and the boreal ecosystems. So everyone specifically talk about their own research areas and the expertise. In 6002, this is more with the statistic course, and not only in the life sciences but in the entire uh, degree programs, irrespective of the natural science or the social science, everyone has to employ this statistical software to analyze. And Lucas is really good actually in that. So that's why we initially, when we were scrutinizing the applications, we found that he was very good on the modeling side. So that's actually fascinated us. I said this guy can actually make a lot of good things in our program. So again, I mean, again, you have to learn skills and the tools which are really helpful to kickstart your program. So I like really the modeling side. I don't have actually the expertise in the modeling side, but I do like that. Again, statistical. This is really, the this course is very useful. In addition, for my grad students, I usually ask them, and I organize them some additional couple of days just to give the opportunity to learn with our software, which we use for our own data analysis. One of my postdocs, she is really good in SAS, so I am asking them just to have organized couple of additional lectures, so that if anyone is interested, then we can give some good statistical skills enhancement techniques. But I usually use this statistics easily. It's really very easy and I mean friendly use, so that's I like that. But again, if any students amongst you would like to have some quick lectures, so I can ask my postdoc to organize a couple of lecture on SAS. Uh, the third course is that is basically part A and part B. 6000A, that is a seminar course. So in part A, we try our best that student learn how to write research proposals, and because that is part of, and the training is when you are grad students, how would you write your research proposal, because that provide a strong base for your future research, uh, project writing and everything. Again, the same outline you will follow for your thesis write up, again for the reports writing as well. So this is part A, and the part B is with the communication. So what you have done in your research, how would you effectively communicate to your not your peers in the conferences, in the meetings, but also for the publication as well. So that is the 600B. 600A we offer in fall, 6000 we offer in fall, and 6002 and 600B we offer in winter semester. So how that is, we actually divided these courses. The last course, which generally we suggest that you can consult with supervisor and supervisory committee to finalize which they suggest to you to take, that can fill the gap which is required to enhance your research project vision. Usually the committee look into and suggest any course. And mostly we have many elective courses, but again, if the committee decide this is not the most appropriate course for the student, they can design their own course, and again, that can be offered, just keeping in view the student research background and the student research experiment or the project. Okay, so this is again the thesis, 2 years thesis based research program. So students have to submit a thesis that's actually outlined in the general regulation. But again, once the student and the supervisor, they start talking each other, once the student is trying to find the potential supervisor, so they start talking each other and talking about their research project as well. So generally, the professor or supervisor is the lead person who is talking with the students, and once they decide about the title of the research program, and we suggest they, if they can decide it earlier, as early as possible, so that the student can start working on the research synopsis, and then they can start again the research meetings. So this is the one thing which is, I mean, the mandatory to get the degree and MSc program to submit a thesis. But before that, student has to travel a lot of journey to reach this destination. So through all the courses, through again the 2 years, very rigorous research. And again, I will talk in the next couple of minutes. So again, the students and the teacher, they are again have very strong but very delicate relationships. I will talk about in the next couple of minutes. So generally, this is all done with the direction of the supervisory committee about this research program. Um, Again, we suggest, and this is again we usually organize the seminars throughout the entire program of students. For example, if any students complete research and that finish or completes the student sorry the thesis, I ask that students to present research. So generally we send campus wide invitation and ask all those who are interested to participate. But this time, probably in this semester, that will all happen through this virtual, and using these team or any other software to present that particular research that has been conducted, right? But again, one thing is that is again evaluated by the supervisor as a satisfactory or unsatisfactory. This is not the evaluation in terms of the marking, but we again look into that, just to keep in mind that this should be at least acceptable at satisfactory level. Okay, program requirements, as I explained actually a bit in the earlier, that the student has to complete 4 courses, and I explained it details. So these are those courses: 6000, 600A and B, and 602, and the further 3 credit courses. These are the list of the elective courses you can see. So particularly with the evaluation, you have to maintain 75% percentage in your courses to be qualified and to remain in the program. If you don't have the 75% percentage, you won't be able to eligible your tuition fee and your stipend and everything. So this is very, this is the one thing which I want to highlight and stress, that keep it up, and please don't let your score come down to grade A, or at least overall cumulative that should be B. So that's but keep in mind 75% is required to keep in the program and also to get the scholarship and everything. On another note, if your performance is not good, your instructor, if see you are not performing well, and again your supervisor and the supervisory committee, they meet, and if they decide your performance is not up to the mark, that is not satisfactory, then they can recommend you that you have to be withdrawn from the program. So these are some 2 parts which I thought I have to inform you, because once again, if you are new in the program, if you are new in the country, if you are new in the different culture, if you are new in different environment, particularly the weather, so different types of the shocks which when a newcomer come. But again, I mean, again, the instructor and the supervisor, they should give certain time to settle down and support you in every aspect so that you can properly settle down. But at the same time, these are the few parts which you keep in mind. Okay, I will maybe actually, I mean, this is, I thought I can talk to you maybe in detail. I don't know exactly how much time, Lucas, we have. Uh,
I think we scheduled an hour and a half.
oh, okay,
So
okay.
we still got plenty of time.
Oh, okay, that's fine then. Okay, so what we can learn through this Master of Science in Boreal Ecosystems and Agriculture Sciences program? Because we think through this program, it is 2 years thesis-based research. So what is really new, if you are coming from the bachelor program, so what we expect, and what the students should expect from us. So we think we can generate new knowledge through different courses which we offer. And again, we offer, I mean, the one important thing, as we can see from our the title of the course, that is the Boreal Ecosystems and Agricultural Sciences. So all the grad student research project which are structured specifically keeping in view the boreal climate or the boreal ecosystems. As the Lucas has different, for example, the project title, but again that falls again in the boreal ecosystem and the climate. Dr. Adam Fraser also, she is not the core faculty member of this program, but she is affiliated. But again, their student, again, the centered or the focused is again with the boreal climate. Our collaborator, forest scientist, and the adjunct prof, they again focuses on the forest side, but again the central part is again the boreal climate, again the boreal ecosystem. In terms of our special interest, for example, on the crops, or again on the hydrology side, or again on the microbiology side, or the soil side, again on the plant science, again we are structuring our research projects again looking into the boreal side, because the boreal climate that covers actually a lot of area, that is that cover again significant part of the globe. So that is we want to enrich this site, just giving more research to find out a lot of research questions. So that's why we are trying to generate new scientific knowledge through this research program. So that's why I'm saying we generate new knowledge, and we will certainly generate new knowledge. The reason being, when you guys will go through the 600A, how do you write the research proposal? And again, I mean, we have to develop certain rationale and background in developing research proposal, but eventually through the literature review, you can review all what has been done. But again, you have to find when you are deciding your research project. So where is the shortfall? Where is the gap? Where is the knowledge gap? So then you make your arguments. Okay, so my research project is this because no research work has been done. So this is the novelty of my research project, and that through that approach, I will accomplish my research objectives. So in that way, we think we through these research projects and through these research program, and again through this student research project, we generate new knowledge, and that is not only applicable to enhance your science, but also that should be sustainable approach, and again that will be equally beneficial to the society and to the community. So the research not only supports your science and the publication, but the ultimate objective should be to that research that should support the end user benefits as well. For example, in case of our case, say for example, agriculture industry, the farming community, all those related with that one, these are all our end user and our customer and the stakeholders. So whatever the information and the scientific information that will be generated through this, that should benefit not only you because you are getting the master degree, certainly you will get that, you can publish that, that is the contribution from your side to the academia, to the researchers, to the faculty, to the people who wants to move on with the science side. But at the same time, that should be applicable in terms of the benefits to the society as well, to the industry stakeholder as well, to the planning or the planner as well, and to the policymakers. Because once you make or get something good from your research projects, the policymaker again that will bring and make policy, so that your research should be translated towards the policy making side. So that's why really important. That's what I'm saying. We create and generate the new knowledge. Okay, at the same time, once you will be involved in your in planning of your research project, in discussion with your research supervisor and the supervisory committee. So when once you will write all those, again that you are refining not your own your personal skills, but at the same time you are improving your writing skill and your planning, and also while passing through all this phase, once you start your research, you will learn a lot of things, starting from layout of your research project and through the conducting of your experiments, either it is lab experiment or the field experiments. Then you will learn a lot more thing to use the equipment. For example, I can give just a simple example. Either you are conducting some small experiment in the lab, or in again the grow chamber or the greenhouse, or in the field. Say for example, you are measuring some plant growth parameters, say for example for a minute. So you will learn, for example, how you can use portable chlorophyll meter, portable leaf area meter, a portable photosynthesis system, and then you have to follow certain protocols for the use of those equipments, right? We have a lot more other field equipments. For example, we have the root scanner, we have the GPR, we have, for example, again some other equipments that Dr. Lakshman's team use. That is, I will come in the next couple of slides on those. So these are all you can learn how to use them, and how can we collect real-time data using all those equipments. And that's a part of the part of the learning which you will learn over the time. But again, once you will collect all those data, as now in this project, the first slide which I presented you, we have one big project right now, almost $1.3 million project, and 10 students and 3, 4 postdocs, they are working on that. They are collecting initially weekly greenhouse gas emission data in that different crop rotation experiments. But now we are reaching towards the end, so now we decided to we will take and monitor this data bi-weekly instead of the weekly data. So we are collecting all greenhouse gas measurements, but at the same time, at the same day, we are also collecting the soil data as well. Soil sampling, we do soil sampling as well. But again, we are at certain occasion, at a certain time, we collect some leaching data as well. So we are using different equipments, but again collecting the data. Okay, so once we collect these samples, either these are the soil sample or the plant samples or the greenhouse gas data, bring back in the lab. So here we prepare the sample. I will discuss all these in my next couple of slides. But again, you have a plenty of opportunity to learn all these skills, particularly again with the statistical skills. And again, the focus we are focusing strong on major four core areas. But again, this is the core areas. But again, you need a lot of support from the other supporting subjects as well. So you will get a lot of support if you need, and whenever you need, you will get that. Okay, I cover actually this most of stuff. We have really state of the art lab facility here, and the good thing is that is all under one roof. I will come in next couple of slides, so how it looks like, and I will explain it. It is overall, I mean, it is $8 million. 4 million was spent on this building, but we purchased actually more than, now it is more than $4 million equipment we purchased, and we can do all kind of research related either with the plant, soil, water, microbe, any cropping system, forest, and whatnot. We can conduct all kind of research related with those, and we have equipment sitting in our lab as well. Okay, so these are the core four faculty members. Uh, we have two lab coordinator, Dr. Thao, and just recently we recruited Nethali. She just joined 2, 3 weeks ago. She has very strong skills on microbiology side, molecular side. Tao is very good and very have a very strong expertise on the FIR side. So these two lab coordinators, they will help all the grad students in developing their protocols, in developing the methods, and also facilitating in different equipment's operational side. So, and at the same time, they again monitor, for example, the safety aspects of the lab, because our safety is again on the our priority. So they usually ask students just to follow all those guidelines, just to everybody, so that everyone who is working in the lab, that will be safe. So they usually also follow those and help the students in getting those things. Uh, uh, you will probably see on the website different faculty members and their expertise and the skills. So we work together as a team, support each other, support all the students in enhancing their skills and the analytical and the statistical also. And also we contribute and supplement each other in the students and also in the projects as well. Just you can go and see on the website. I will not spend much time on that side, but I will talk much more maybe on other things. Okay, so as this is research-based program, so once you have your research project, so you will have a more interaction with your supervisor, with the supervisory committee. Generally, I organize weekly meetings with my students on in all the entire summer. We organize on each Thursday from 2 p.m. to onward. That's why I'm saying it's not up to 5. Sometimes we usually go beyond 5. Sometimes it is the meeting ends earlier. It depends actually who is presenting and what research update and what research projects we are going to discuss. Everybody is in that meeting in my research group participate, and I ask actually all those students to give us the updates about their research projects, so that everyone within the group knows who is doing what, right? And some when we ask, actually this forum is open for discussion, and we discuss all those research projects in a very friendly manner. And we also, because my postdocs are also involved in this, so everyone, if they feel that this components maybe needs more discussion or we can improve it further, we usually discuss in a very open and friendly way. And this is the way I think that is more positive, and the constructive criticism we do as well. But at the same time, we encourage our grad students just to continue with these research review, and also the protocols and the method development as well. So for the research, as I said, the student supervisor relationship, that should be very strong. So that's why the communication piece is very important. That's always we organize our meeting. And again, as I am doing on 1 day a week, my other colleagues, they also organize their research meetings also. Sometimes we invite each other in the supervisory committee meeting as well, just so our other colleagues know. And we also want their input as a supervisory committee member as well. So that is also quite frequent and quite often. That's very productive meetings within the research group meetings. That's what I'm saying. The student supervisor relationship is very important, because sometimes there is some confusion, and again we need to figure out and discuss what the expectations are, what are the level of the expectation from the students and from the supervisor both. So in the one-on-one meeting, what I usually do, I discuss very openly with my one-on-one meeting with my students. I tell them frankly, so these are my expectations through the over the 2 years, what I will expect from you. Because the reason is, as a supervisor want, on the same way the student also want the successful completion of the research project and eventually the degree program. But again, it is the win-win situation from both sides, ideally. So it would be really good, and that will be more helpful if from the day one, if they discuss the expectations and the level of the expectation. Once they will discuss, they figure out, and again the student can identify, okay, so this is my supervisor want to go in that way, so they can discuss the further along the road further expectations. But as far as I know, I usually talk very open manner, and advise my students time to time, not only in my meeting, personal meeting, but in the group meeting as well. But again, at the same time, sometime when I find some time in the classroom, I usually try to discuss maybe in 2 3 4 minutes in general about the program, and particularly with the supervisor. And I generally tell them, okay, so if you have any issue with your supervisor, please let me know, and then we will try to resolve that. But if you have any problem with me as a grad officer, you can talk to dean. So maybe that's the best platform and the forum. You can talk to any concerns if you have about me, so you can talk to the dean or anybody else if you feel. But it will be good if you talk to the dean. So if that is not resolved, then maybe you can have some more better or the good platforms on the forum. But I mean, in general, because this period is generally minimum for 2 years, but it go maybe 2.5 years. So if the student supervisor relationship is strong, good, I think that will be very, very productive and very, very useful. I have in the past some when I came to know about some issues. So we resolved those while sitting with the supervisor, and again a discussion with the dean. Actually, sometimes it is not a problem. It is actually the miscommunications. So if you open communication with with the students, so I don't think there will be an issue, because again the students are also very respectful, as I expect, again that should be the same case with the both sides. So if we will be respectful with each other, and we will respect again the feelings of each other, but at the same time, it's, as I said, it is very, sometimes it is a very delicate relationship. The reason being, I'm saying supervisor want that this, for example, research project should be completed within the given time, because we are again walking through a very tight rope, because the funding agency, they are asking that the funding will be available, for example, up to this time. And if we won't be able to get extension, then they, again the supervisor, they are stressing, and again they asking and requesting the students to complete this one within that time. But again, sometimes it is flexible, but sometimes it is not flexible. So that's why I'm saying, if the students and the teacher, they can discuss in through the communication, then it will be certainly resolved. It's not an issue. But at again the same time, student supervisor, they should discuss the, again the expectation as well. So I mean, as far as I know, my background and the country I'm coming, uh, I give a lot of respect to my teacher. The reason is, and again, and this is again, if we go just a little bit away from this one, from if we I see from the religion side, all the religion, they teach and advise to be respectful with your teacher, and again at the same time teachers should be very respectful to the student as well, so that just to see their feelings, and at the same time to discuss again the further plan and their milestone, and also at the same time this such objective as well. If you, I mean, if you have question on this particularly with that one, at the end we will discuss all those questions. Okay, so coming back to, as I said, we have a really good state of the lab. You can see here the outside of the building, the lab building. You can see this is the one of the entrance. Once we bring all those our samples, either plant sample, soil samples, water samples, any samples related with that project. So this is the first lab. We call it our prep lab, and you can see this is these drying oven, they are sitting here, and again this is the cooler, this is the 4 Celsius temperature, but again we have a freezer minus 20, the big freezer here in the same room. All those samples students prepare for their further extraction. But in this lab, this is the dirty lab, and maybe you will not. Sometime, usually, we expect all those students at the end of the day, once they complete their sample preparation, we expect and we ask all those students to, before leaving, they just clean that. Particularly in the COVID situation, it is required, and we usually ask all those just to complete before leaving. So in that way, again, the next grad students, once he or she will be there, they can find really clean environment, and also it is hygienically good, just to support each other. But in that is the kind of the dirty lab, we can provide here the cooler and the freezer, uh, all oven drying facility here, and also you will see some centrifuge here, and the autoclave, some other equipments are sitting, just keeping in view the space from in the other lab as well. So this is the first lab you will see once you will be there. We will give you a quick tour once you will here. This is the extraction lab. We have two. Okay, so why it is needed? Because once you have the plot and the soil sample, you need extraction before going to the third step, that is the analysis. We have two major equipment. One is the accelerated solvent extractor here. We can extract solid, semi-solid sample here using this one. But again, we have another super uh, critical fluid extraction. That is, again, we can extract all solid and the liquid sample matrices here. We also have here, you can see this is the cryomill, that is for the grinding of those samples. We also have you will see some of this CHS analyzer here that can be used for determining this carbon, hydrogen, total nitrogen, and the sulfur as well. So these are in addition to this, these are the two major. This is one solvent extraction, and this is the other one. But again, we have some equipment again for this extraction as well. But in addition to that, we have also the same lab is sharing for the molecular and microbiology piece as well. We have here for the genetics, for the RNA and the DNA analysis. You can see all these machines. These are the digital droplet DNA and RNA quantifier, real-time thermocycler. You will see here the bioreactor flow stometers. So again, we have one freezer that is minus 80. You will see for after extraction some secondary metabolites that can only be analyzed if you store your sample at minus 80. Otherwise, there will be a problem and you won't be able to get the exact quality data. So that's why we have to freeze all those sample here. So this is the molecular and microbiology piece. But again, that you will see in one component of the lab 2. So lab 2 is in two sections. One is the extraction side, and the other is with the microbiology side as well. Okay, so the third lab, that is the analytical lab, and in this lab we have a suite of equipment, and we can do any kind of inorganic organic analysis using the solid, liquid, or the gas samples. So we have the capability we can use using the, for example, for example, you have the plant samples, you have the soil samples. And if you want to run elemental analysis, and ICP-MS has the capability to, in one go, you can get the analysis more than 70 elements. Whatever the elements you can find in this element chart in your chemistry, you can run that analysis using this ICP-MS. We don't have the ICP-OES, but we have the ICP-MS. So through this machine, you can run all more than 70 elements in one go. And we are particularly interested with this research, with the agriculture research, because once we have any fertilizer experiment, any heavy metal experiments, any waste experiment where we want to do some research, so we grow crops either in labs or in greenhouse gases or in the growth chambers using that media, particularly because right now we have one project with the pulp paper mill. So they are producing two byproducts, wood ash and the wood sludge. So we are using right now just to see their consistency of the mineral composition, and again at the same time heavy metal concentration as well. So through that, all the plant and the soil sample which we have, we prepare them, we extract them, and using this ICP-MS we can run those just to see if there is any heavy metal uptake in those or any other mineral nutrient profile. So these are, I just gave this example. Using ICP-MS, we can run all those analysis. Again, at the same time, we have the IC as well. We have the GCFID, GCMS as well, LCMS. So these are all equipment sitting here that can be used again for different, for example, in IC, you can run nitrate ammonium analysis as well. But again, at the same time, we can use the same other machine as well, right? So FTI and I, as I mentioned, we have the spectrophotometers. FTI are, that is very, for example, we have one feed analyzer sitting in our lab. So that has the capability, if you can just put your forage samples, so that can give you the entire profile of the forage quality analysis. So using this FTR technology, we can run a lot of equipment here. Again, this is, as I mentioned, this is the ICP-MS, which I mentioned just. We can run the metal analysis, as I explained very. This is the LAICP-MS. Again, that is a very powerful technology we can use, and this is for very highly sensitive element and the isotopic analysis, which we do. If we have a very small concentration in the samples, we can use this machine to just to identify and quantify. Not only identify, but through the library of the machine, we quantify as well. Upstairs, we have another lab. You will see their flow injection and analysis and also the auto analyzer. Two machines are sitting there. Using these two machines, we can run some analysis. This is very, the robust machine again for determining the ionic species in a variety of samples from uh, uh, parts per billion to parts per million. Very sensitive. We can analyze nitrate and the ammonium and also total phosphorus as well in different sample as well. Either you have the water sample, you have the plant sample, you have the soil sample. And again, any nitrogen dynamics in either in the soil or if you want to test in plants as well. So we have the capability. It's tricky one. This is not easy and the friendly use, but again, we can do a lot of things using this last shot and again the autoanalyzer as well. This is one of our grad student who is doing sample preparation and using this auto analyzer for the nitrogen, nitrate, and the ammonium determination. These are the two field equipment which I mentioned initially. This is a Lycor 6400 XT for determining the net photosynthesis. But additionally, we can get some information about the stomatal conductance, intercellular CO2, transpiration rate in plants, leaves, and the water use efficiency using this. This is a portable system, and we are using in our field experiment. This is Lycor 8100A. So this is basically used for the soil respiration. No, we purchased this year spending $75,000 on a gas analyzer. This is the FTIR again, the technology. We have not tested yet because there were some issues with the transportations. We have received now. They have sent us the software, but I'm struggling in identifying one laptop computer. So I think in the next couple of days that will be done. Then we will try. That is not the whole machine. We will just test this chambers, but that can be connected with the multiplexer with the gas analyzer. Once I will have that, then I will certainly share with all of you guys. But the project which I mentioned in the clean tech, where I mentioned 10 students are working. So few students, they are involved in the lab experiments and they have to measure those greenhouse gases. So we will use these chambers using the gas analyzer, that is the DX1415. And the company name is the Gasmet from where we purchased. They are actually through the negotiations. The original price was more than $80,000, but through the negotiation we ended a little bit less. So that is in our lab setting, but we are going to test in next couple of days and next couple of weeks. And those who are the new in the program, if your intention is to do any research project with the greenhouse gas measurements, because every day we can see a lot of changes in the climate change and different scenarios. So we will talk actually in the 6000 course how that changes are coming very fast and very rapidly, and how that inflecting the agriculture production and productivity and also the human being as well. So these will be discussed in our that course. But again, how can we determine those changes and how can we try to find the answer of our research questions? So these are all equipments that will be used in answering the research questions. This is the root scanner which I mentioned. We actually purchased a new right now in this semester in one of my research project. I bought a WinRiso that can quickly scan roots. If you have any experiment in the lab, any you can uproot any small plants. Just wash that, put in that tray, and you can quickly scan all the root morphological traits which are around 2022, but it's not possible in the past. You can do it in the live or in CITO in using this root scanner. No, we can do some, but it is a bit, you can see here, but it is not actually as within a short span time. It takes some time. We collected a non-destructive samples from our field experiment, but again, it takes for a couple of months to if you want to figure out for your entire crop growth period non-destructive sample. Through the root scanner, we get the non-destructive samples, and using 690, this is a root image analysis software. Again, we have a separate monitor, and using the finger, that can make it a little bit easier. You can identify those by all these root morphological traits. But I mean, this is again possible if you want to study all those in your experiments. It is possible now. So we have some additional field equipment. As I mentioned, Dr. Lakshman, he is hydrologist, and he used actually this GPR, ground penetrating radar, that can give actually really good information about what we can see under up to 3 meter in the soil. Is there any hard layer, or is there any other thing? So that's not only useful for the agriculture purpose, but also environmental and geotechnical side as well. Different people use it in something looking into is anything is forensic side, for example, and different and the multiple application of those. But we are specifically focusing on maybe using this EC and the pH and different layers. Sometimes you can see hard pan develops in the agriculture system, so that can give us really beautiful picture. EMI system, again, you can see we can get some groundwater information, whether it is shallow or again the soil EC and some other environmental contamination information as well through using this system. This TDR is again, we can monitor the soil water potential, soil moisture again in the soil. So these are all different equipments that can have different applications, right? So we can do all in real time. We can get really good data on that. We at this stage we have really good uh, projects we are running with the industry, which I mentioned. One with the pulp paper mill. We have one big with the with this again, that is the extension of the paper mill. But again, my tax is supporting again with this one. Just we just finished pilot study with the New World Dairy. We have another very active project with the Anaconda Mining. They are producing almost 2 million tons of the waste. They call it the rock dust, and they we are having one project that is the NSERC funding, TCIA funding, ACOA funding. This is almost $500,000 project, and 3 students, one postdoc and one PhD student is working on that project. So you can see these are all our collaborators. We got this clean tech funding, this Canadian Agriculture Partnership Program, Anaconda, this NSERC funding is there, paper mill is there, RDC is there, and New World Dairy and the MyTax Atlantic opportunities, Atlantic Canada opportunities, as I said, the ACOA. So these are all our research collaborators. We are finding the money from them, supporting our grad students and the research projects. So they are really very helpful. If we don't have these collaborators, it will be difficult to do any kind of research. So that not only support the grad students, but also support the research projects as well. So whatever the money we are getting, so we are getting the from the generous support of these funding agencies. Okay, so this is all very quick overview about the boreal ecosystems agriculture program and the facilities what we have to support your research projects and also our own research projects. This is again, as I was talking in the initially with very first slide. So this is the one research project which we right now have at Pittsburgh. This is the crop rotation experiment. You can see this is the silage corn, this is the faba bean, this is the canola, this is the wheat. One crop actually missed. So this is actually 4 or 5 crops we have. Again, we are using different nitrogen stabilizer. And I mean, we are expecting a couple of other projects. And the one big project that is we are going to develop agriculture hub at Grenfell Campus. This is the downside, I mean, along the side of the road that we are expecting multi-million to get some federal and the provincial government just to construct some good infrastructure to support the agriculture and the food and also our grad students. So this is from my side. And Lucas, if you have any question from grad students, anything if you want, we can discuss, and I am happy to answer any question.
Perfect. I think that was a really great overview. For the people who are just joining us, I see a few people kind of just logged on. We are recording this session, so we'll get it out to you guys, to you folks later, so that you can sort of rewatch it if you missed the beginning. And if you have questions, we can sort of ask them now if you want to unmute yourself and ask it. There was one question in the chat during the presentation from Clinton, wondering if there's any opportunities out there for postdoctorates in the program. He's asking for a friend. So it might be good to talk about sort of if there's postdoctorate opportunities or what some students have done after their master's in this program.
Right. So thank you, Clinton, for asking this. So generally, whatever the project we get, if there is an opportunity of in that actually project opportunity of hiring a postdoc, what we do, we advertise through Grenfell and the MUN, and also we use other platform as well. For example, the ResearchNet and the other. Just to our usually whatever we do, we try to advertise as maximum as we can, just to give the opportunity to all of the capable and the eligible people. So once we get all that information, so then we give 1 month period. So once we get all those applications, so then there is a committee that struck usually in consultation with the dean and also with the HR people. So then we 3 members, usually the committee that this scrutinize the application, and then we go thereafter for interview. And we certainly you have to choose one, whichever you deem fit that could good fit for the project. So this is how what we do. So right now we have 4 5 I think 5 postdocs working in different projects. Right now we don't have any opportunity, but certainly whenever the new opportunity will come, we will post that opportunity not only on Grenfell but also the MUN as well.
Perfect. I don't see any other questions in the chat. If any other students who are online have a question.
I have a question.
Yep.
Yes,
It's
please.
about a course on Thursday, so a 6,000 course. How will is it going to be on Brightspace, or how will the course be? Is it still going to be on WebEx?
Yeah. Sorry. I should actually give you some idea about that. As far as I know, I discussed with Lakshman and also with Raymond. but certainly I will give you an update maybe tomorrow or at the end of today. We will all use Brightspace because that gives some flexibility and good opportunity. All those because students are all enrolled and we can update any information at that. If we whatever we want to update about the students or about the course or whatever, but certainly I will get back to all of you who are enrolled in Beas 6000. Lakshman will, I think, post about the course contents and the course syllabi today. He got information. He is the first one who is going to take the lead in teaching that first component. Second will, I think, Adrian will go, third Raymond probably, and I will be the last one who will be teaching this maybe in November sometime. So I will ask him to post that contents about the course and everything today. But certainly I will get back to you. Maybe he can send us the same information. So we will all going to use this bright space. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Also, I can't access the course page on Brightspace. I don't know if it's only me or is it normal for everyone?
You are talking about some specifically about any course or?
It's the 6,000 course, sorry.
Okay, 6,000. Maybe I will check back after that because I thought Lakshman is taking the first one. So I will check whether it is active or not. If it is not active, so then maybe it will be difficult. So I will, after that meeting, I will look into if that's not active. The first thing I will do, I will just activate that.
All right, thank you.
Lucas, any other question?
There's none in the chat. Does anybody else have any other questions? If so, just unmute yourself. I'll give you a minute or so. I'm not seeing any other questions, and I don't see anybody going to unmute themselves, so I would suspect that there are no other questions.
Okay, thank you very much, guys. And after that, if you feel and if you have any question, just send me an email or you can even contact with Lucas as well. So usually I'm from my side, I try to respond right away. If I am in the field or if I'll be in the meeting, so then I can't respond. But generally, I usually very quick in responding all the emails. So if you have any question about the course, about what we discuss, or any other question related with the Bees programs, please let me know and I will try to answer as soon as possible.
Awesome. And if you have any questions about orientation or any events that are upcoming, you can email myself or Nada, and just watch the orientation website for details. We've uploaded as much of the information that's going to be there. We might have a few edits. We're going to put the recording on the orientation website, and then we'll send everybody a link to that, and then they can watch it again there. And yeah, I think that's all. So I'm going to stop the recording and we'll say goodbye for today.